Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I wanted to be able to do a full on video to just combine a whole bunch of updates for you guys. I know it's been a while since I've been able to post a video, and as I mentioned to you all, I just have a lot on my plate, more than the usual. I work full time, homeschool our kids full time once I get off of work. And I know a lot of people think because I work from home that it must be more easy or it's simple. Do not let the work from home deceive you all. Anyone that works from home probably can relate with me. You actually are expected a lot more of you from a work from home job than if you worked actually on site somewhere. I definitely do a lot more work. The work that I do is because of my master's degree. So, yes, it is a great deal of work in comparison to what I was doing with my bachelor's degree when I had last worked on site somewhere. But still, nonetheless, the hands on time requirement is definitely very much mandatory that my computer is tracked. So every single minute of non active time, not making any clicks with my mouse, no keystrokes with the keyboard, no scrolling of my mouse or my laptop, all of that gets tracked from the first minute of non active time. So I don't have the luxury of getting up or doing none of that. So even I'm recording this because I am off of work. I get into work really early. I wake up at 3 a.m. every single morning. That way I can have the advantage of getting to work early, only to get off early. So I'm able to squeeze in that full time homeschooling time for my 15-year-old as well as our 7-year-old. I did want to also include because we did have St. Patrick's Day just this past Sunday. Our 15-year-old, I've been working on a lot of at home life skills with him. So, cooking is one of the things that I really want to focus with him because as a young man and one day a full blown adult man, I don't want him to feel like he has to depend on anyone, especially to put the sole burden on the woman, the future woman in his life. I don't want him to feel like he has to put that burden on anyone to be able to cook. I don't feel that it's fair or right that all of that is put on just the woman of the house. I understand, that is simply something that is like an old school mentality. I can respect it in so many ways, but I also think that women also deserve a break. So it would be nice if the men had some useful skills, some life skills to be able to help out. I am very thankful and feel very blessed that my husband, he was raised by solely women, his mother, his grandmother, and his auntie. So he picked up a lot of skills. So he helps out a ton when it comes to cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry. So I feel truly, truly blessed that I have a significant other that is able to help out without even me having to ask. So getting back to our 15-year-old, he cooked for St. Patrick's Day. We were able to make it keto, and all of it came out absolutely amazing, absolutely delicious. I'm gonna have some pictures to follow, that way you all can see. So it was a 3 course that he did. So for the appetizer, he had did a leek and jicama soup. So it did originally, the recipe that was referenced, it did have potatoes, but we were able to substitute jicama as the substitution for the potatoes. And then for the dinner, he had did an Irish cottage pie. And I never knew, I learned this from this information, that there's a difference between cottage pie and shepherd's pie. So drop me a comment if anyone knew of the difference of the two. Cottage pie simply means that beef was used as the protein, and shepherd's pie means that lamb was used for the protein. But they're basically both the same. They use the same veggies. It still gets the topping, which traditionally is potato. So we have these packets that we purchase. We actually bulk purchase them. Um, Give me 1 second. I'm actually going to grab the bag. I intended to show you all, but completely forgot. So let me go ahead and grab a bag. That way I can show you all what he ended up using for the actual potato topping. All right, I'm back with the package. So this is the brand Natural Heaven, and it is a creamy mash, but it is made with heart of palm. So it is simply all just like mashed up in here. What he did was he did saute this because it does have a lot of moisture. The ingredients, it's only hearts of palm, sea salt, and malic acid is all that's in it. Of course, the malic acid is for preserving purposes, but it is only simply those three simple ingredients. Definitely keep an eye on this company, Natural Heaven, especially on Instagram as well as Facebook. They do a lot of sales. So I was able to score a lot of these, as well as they have a pasta version. They had like angel hair pasta, and I believe the other option was just fettuccine Alfredo, if I'm not mistaken. But these were on sale for 99 cents each, which was a huge savings because anyone that has tried to locate anything similar to this at a local store, and you're looking at possibly anywhere from like $5 to $6 with maybe like a buck off. So sometimes it's like high foreign change. But to get this for 99 cents was definitely a huge savings. It says that this is a 9-ounce packet, but this is what he used. So he ended up using, I believe, like 2 of these packets, ended up drying it out a little bit in a pan, and ended up using it for what the mashed potato topping would be. So he did the cottage pie because we did use ground beef versus using lamb that would be used for a shepherd's pie. That was what our main entree was. And then for the dessert, he did a toffee pudding. So, what we also learned about when it comes to the Irish culture is that the pudding is a dense cake versus what we consider pudding to be in the US. We refer to pudding as something that is soft and kind of like I would more so say like a custard is what we would consider it, like a creamy custard. So that was interesting to learn that when it comes to Ireland, the pudding would be a dense cake. So he made a toffee pudding slash cake, and he did make the toffee dressing is what it was. It was kind of like a syrup. All of that. We also kept it keto, and it required to actually use dates was the actual initial recipe, which dates can have a lot of sugar. They can definitely have a lot of carbs along with the sugar. So I actually found on Amazon, I found a date extract that we were able to use, and we were able to do a conversion of the white flour, and be able to use almond flour in its place. And then it did require brown sugar, so we were able to use basically the brown sugar keto sweetener substitute for that as well. So when I tell you, this way of eating does not have to be difficult at all, especially when it comes to holidays that you want to do a little bit something interesting and fun. There is substitutes that are safe when it comes to just about any single recipe out there. So if you guys want to, I'm gonna, as I said, follow with the pictures of what he cooked and made. But if you do want the recipe, as far as the conversions that we had used to make it keto, definitely let me know and I will update the video to be sure to include the recipe for you guys into the description information. So, just to give another update, because we are talking about my kids. So, my kids, they did have a dental visit appointment. So, I was able to find a really great pediatric dental office in the area. A lot of people just rave about this office. And thankfully, I have really good insurance now that I'm able to take them to this office, because this office, they only take literally the best of the best dental insurance out there. So they are very picky and choosy with what coverages they take. So unfortunately, previous dental coverages I had, they did not accept. So it is what it is. I was not able to afford what their cost is out of pocket, because it is definitely substantially high to be a self-pay with that office. So it kind of makes it near well impossible. So we were able to take them to this pediatric visit for our 7 year old. He just turned 7 January 28th. It was his very first dental appointment that he's ever been to. And as you all know, he went from breastfeeding to keto, because when we had started, he basically was just about to turn 2 years old when we started keto, January of 2019. So he basically went right into keto as soon as we had started, because he, of course, was having a lot of finger type of foods at that time. So he was able to enjoy a lot of the keto items that we were eating as well. When it came to our 15-year-old, he had braces. So it's been about, I want to say, about probably like 5 years. Because around the time when his younger brother, I want to say he was like just about to be 2 years old, our oldest, our 15-year-old, he had just gotten his braces taken off. So that would have been the last time he had any dental visits at all, was when he got his braces taken off at the orthodontist that he was seeing at that time. So it's been a good like 5, 6 years since he had gone for any dental treatment at all. So I was kind of nervous because when it comes to our kids, they are very good at their dental hygiene, but of course, there's not going to be perfection when it comes to kids brushing, especially flossing. So I was a little bit nervous of how the visit was going to go, but nonetheless, the staff was shocked to see that our 7 year old never been to a dentist before, to know that it's been like 5 to 6 years since our oldest had been to a dentist. They were shocked because they did not have any cavities. Their gums, as well as their teeth, were in exceptional hygiene, is what they had explained to us. They were wondering what we were doing, if there was any methods that we were using when it came to their dental hygiene maintenance. And I shared with them that I was actually nervous because they don't always do probably like the 2 minute time frame that kids should do when it comes to brushing their teeth. And they might not floss the very best, and my husband and myself, we try to help the best that we can. But what I told them is I really feel like their way of eating contributed, because they are sugar free. Do they enjoy some substitutes here and there when it comes to keto sweeteners like stevia, erythritol, monk fruit? They absolutely do. But as you can see, even them indulging in those kind of sweet substitutes, it obviously has not had any dental impact on them, because, as I said, they are not perfect when it comes to their dental care. But as you can see, it's another validation that this is really truly a way of eating that is suitable and that is truly helping in every aspect of the health when it comes to adults, but mostly children, because to have something like your dental health not being in place in the right way, I mean, I'm sure anyone can attest. We want to be able to keep our teeth as long as we can because, of course, to get a replacement, a lot of places it can cost you as much as a basic car out there, is how high some of these prices are. So, to avoid that, we definitely want to be able to keep our teeth as long as we definitely can. So I wanted to be able to share that with you all as well because that was a complete shocker for me. Still, yet, with us being over 5 years keto, there are shockers that are non scale victories that come along all the time. The next thing in order that I wanted to be able to share with you all is I know all of you have been long awaiting the gender reveal, the gender results. So I'm going to go ahead and also include sharing that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and follow it right after my son's photos of what he cooked for our keto St. Patrick's Day. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys all watch that video. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video right after.
All right, ready, set, go. What does that mean? Yeah, twist your hand. Go. Twist. Twist. Twist hard. Twist it like you're opening a bottle. No. You want to twist it with him? Go there and twist it with him. Do it with him. Yay! Are you happy? You're going to be like the Three Stooges. Yeah. You happy? Malik would be Curly. Raheem, you'll be Mo because you want to be the boss. And the next one going to be Larry.
Larry? Larry? Larry's gotta be like this. You got popping in?
All right, my friends. So now you all know we are having yet another boy. So we are having our third boy. We are super excited. You can only imagine how excited our two sons are to be able to have another brother. They were excited either way. Our oldest, he did express it would have been nice to be able to have a sister so he can get that experience of the difference of having a sister versus him having his little brother that he has. But still, yet, he is super excited regardless of yet him having another little brother. And of course, the little brother, he's super excited because now he gets the turn of being a big brother himself. So we are super thrilled, super excited. And as I said before, I was not leaning towards either way, having a girl or having a boy. As you all know of my infertility story, my infertility journey, I was just feeling blessed regardless of what the gender outcome would have been. I was just so happy and very much in shock that I was pregnant for the third time, especially being someone that was told that I was not capable of conceiving. And then here I am having our third. So, kind of to share a little bit of a story with you all, really quick. So, when we first purchased our house, this would have been back in June of 2010. So, we're talking about almost about 14 years ago. I went to Walmart to make a quick grocery run because, of course, we're in our house. We don't have anything food wise, all our perishables, we gave them away. That way, we can kind of really have not much to have to bring to the new house. So, I made a Walmart run, a quick grocery run, and here I am at the checkout. And this was the time when self checkout was not all the rage at Walmart. So this was very much where in the evening time you had to wait on a long line for the cashier. So here I am just standing in line. There was a woman in front of me. She was not with anybody. She was by herself, just like me. And she kept turning around and looking at me. And then as soon as I would make eye contact with her, she would look away. She did this a couple times, and eventually, like, I started thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, like, do I have something on my face? Like, what is she looking at? Then she can kind of probably see the expression on my face that I was really just kind of a little cautious at that time. Like, oh my gosh, like, what is going on? Like, why is she looking at me this way constantly? So she finally speaks up, and she says that she's going to come at it very slowly with me because she doesn't know how I'm going to react, especially because she sees that it seems like I'm by myself. But she says to me that she doesn't know if I'm a believer or not. But she told me that she was a psychic and she is from Romania. So she said in Romania, from when she was a very young girl, that she was able to basically know things and be able to get messages for people. And she said that my energy was so strong that she was trying to avoid telling me. And she said she could not because this energy apparently was very strong. So I told her that I cannot definitely confirm to her if I'm a believer in things like that. I'm definitely a believer in God. I have a lot of things, a lot of miracles, and a lot of things that have happened in my life that has led me to having a relationship with God. But when it comes to things like psychic ability, I don't know. I really just don't know. I have not really spent any time to ponder it. So I just really don't know. Even to this day, I still don't know whether or not I fully believe. But I told her that if she does have a message to tell me, I will certainly hear her out and hear what she has to say. I would definitely give her that respect. So she basically told me in like very few words that someone wanted to pass on a message to me for me to not take it very much to heart as far as my limits to being a mother. Because she shared with me that not only will I be blessed with having the one son, the one miracle son that I have at home, but she said I will be blessed with two more miracle sons. So that caught me by surprise. So here I immediately start looking at my shopping cart because here she says my miracle son I have at home. And I'm thinking to myself, do I have something in my shopping cart that is screaming that I am a boy mom, that I am purchasing something for a boy? But no, everything I had in my shopping cart was just groceries. So there was nothing that would have, gave her a any sort of clue that I had a son. And for her to use that miracle son labeling definitely caught me off guard, because each one of these children that we have are definitely miracles with the major infertility struggle that I went through. So for her to label it in that way definitely had me having goosebumps when I was speaking with her. And you can only imagine when we had our anatomy ultrasound for our second, I thought of that woman. I thought of that interaction that I had with her, of her telling me that I would be blessed with miracle sons following that first. So that was a complete shocker for me, having the second being a boy. And now for this third, this final one that she mentioned, that there was going to be two more in total, I was completely blown away. This time, it's still very early for an anatomy ultrasound. So I actually went through blood work, going through genetic testing, that I was able to find out the gender through the blood work. So that's why I know so early on. But to see and find out, because I did not initially know. My husband kind of planned to get the lab results and to do something creative for us to be able to do the gender reveal as a family. So I actually found out the same time our boys found out. So to see that blue confetti and to see that yet again we were having a boy, I still yet thought of that woman and that interaction I had with her, because it's almost like a visual timestamp in my mind that I will not forget that moment. So that's why I'm saying, still yet, her being so accurate all those years ago, I still don't know if I believe in psychic ability. But I really think it is amazing that I was able to have an interaction like that, and then almost 14 years later have her basically message to be able to come true like this. So I wanted to be able to share that, because that was definitely something that has come to mind each time we had found out that we were having a boy. But anyway, my friends, I'm happy that I'm finally able to get this video finally posted for you all, because I know you all have been anxiously awaiting for the gender. So it is official. I am a boy mom, with us going to have 3 boys in the household. So with my husband, I consider that 4. So I am going to definitely be outnumbered for sure. But anyway, my friends, I definitely want to be able to keep this video short. I'm going to hopefully try to post and juggle with my crazy schedule at least 1 video weekly. That way I can consistently make sure to update with you all. But anyway, my friends, as always, I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all. Until the next one, take care, my friends.